hate the way I talk. Or to be more precise, I hated the way I talk. Hi everyone, it's Wendy here, and in this video I'm going to talk about one of my biggest insecurity and how I gradually came over it, or how I gradually overcame it. So stay tuned. So one of my biggest insecurity was speaking to a large crowd of people. I don't know, maybe because when I was younger in my church, because normally we do Children's Day where children will come and present, and we had to come and present a Bible verse, a memory verse. And I remember that day because I was a small child. I was like, how old? 4? Or was it 5? Safe. I was really young. And then you're not telling me to come and speak in front of a large number of people who are bigger than me. It was a very scary experience. So as I just came, all I said was, I think, did I even say my name? I don't know if I said my name, but I know I said my memory verse is taken from Psalms 23. And that's where I stopped. And I was not looking. And then my uncles had the F1 tree to start laughing, which made other people start laughing, which made me even more scared. And then I started crying, and then they now started clapping. Oh, don't worry. It was a very traumatizing experience for me, and it was one thing that made me even go back into my shell. It made me not want to speak in front of a large crowd of people, and I suffered with that for, I'm still dealing with it currently, so, well, at least I'm in a better place now. It also made me to be more that incident made me to be more introverted, so I was more in my shell. I did not interact with people. So then when I heard people, there's this person went to a friend's house today, this person went to his friend's house today. Me, I'm in my house. It's either I'm having after school lesson, or I was watching cartoon, or I was sleeping, or I was eating. I did not go anywhere because I became a socially awkward person. I did not know how to interact with people. Even while I was in class, I was just in my own little corner. So I did not like to talk. I did not like to do anything that would get me to talk. So if I ever find myself in that position, I just try to remove myself. So I did not, throughout my primary school, secondary school, a little bit of secondary school, I did not really participate in anything. Getting to secondary school, because the secondary school I was a boarding student, so I had to stay on campus with the other students. I was still quiet. I was mostly in the library because my secondary school had a very lovely library. I missed that school just because of the library. It had a wonderful library. And I was always there, either reading a book or just sitting down doing my work in the library, because in the library you're not meant to make noise, you're not meant to talk. So I was mostly there. But I started putting myself out in the open. From that place, I joined the choir, even though I was at the back and you could never hear my voice, and there were people that were always blocking me, so I always just hiding at the back. When they say, okay, it's time for choir presentation administration, I would come out and just enter the back, and that's where I will be. I'll be seeing everybody's moving, me too, I'm moving, but you're not seeing me, you're not hearing me. And that continued again till university. But when I entered university, I saw that I could not remain the same way. I had to, if I wanted to change, I had to start taking the right steps to change. So I put myself more out there, because you have presentation, you have group work, you have all these things where have opportunities to talk. So I put myself more out there. When they are doing group presentation, I make sure that I'm part of the people who are speaking. I make sure that I am always taking any opportunity that I have to talk in front of a large crowd. And that really helped me, because whenever I was talking in front of a large crowd, I could feel my whole body vibrating. My whole body was shaking, like as if I was just going to just fall. Sometimes I'll feel so dizzy, like as if the whole world wants to is spinning and I'm about to just fall. But I I continued doing that consistently. So I continued putting myself out there. I continued doing group presentation. I continued talking in front of a large crowd of people, and that helped me build my self-confidence even more, because there's this saying, fake it till you make it, and I believe that works in this kind of situation. It might not work in every situation, because you cannot fake being rich if you're not putting in the principles to being rich. But you can fake confidence until you actually get that confidence. So that is what I did. I faked my confidence whenever I was standing in a large crowd. So when I was done and I asked people, okay, how did I do? They're like, oh wow, you spoke really well. But me inside, I'm like, wow. So they did not hear my voice shaking. They did not see me shake at all. And I was proud of myself, because those were small steps that I was taking to build my confidence and to be a more vocal person. And as a result, here am I on YouTube posting out videos that I never expected I would. But that is something that I struggled with. And what also helped me overcome that fear of speaking and communicating to people were two books. One was Who Moved My Cheese, and another one was How to Win Friends and Influence People. You people need to read that book. If you haven't read them, you need to read it. They will give you a better perspective on things, on how to stop hemming and hawing and just go for it. And also how, when you are communicating, it's not always about you, it's about the other person. So there are tips in the books that will help you on how to get people to willingly listen to you and do what you want without you stressing. So go and read that book if you haven't. So they helped me in my journey, and I was able to become a more vocal person by putting myself out there. I was able to do more public speaking, and build my confidence. So now I'm not really afraid of standing in a large crowd, because if you can speak in front of a crowd of 500 to 700 people and more, then there's no crowd you cannot stand in front of. So, and since I've been able to speak in front of that much of a crowd in my final year, I've even built more confidence, because that was we were having a interdepartmental competition. So we had to present something in front of the 7 departments and also other lecturers that were invited to be the judges. And I was able to put out a good presentation, which got us second position. That my department became second. And that was a great achievement to me, because it showed me that what I was afraid of was nothing. The speaking in front of people didn't kill anybody. So since other people can speak in front of others, I can also do it, because I was always envious of all these extroverted people who can easily just go out and just make friends and talk in front of people for days. Because me, I'm quite introverted and reserved, so I can't really just go and just start talking. I mean, now I've become more of an ambivert than an introvert. So there are occasions where I just feel this confidence and I can just speak for days. But there are now other occasions where I'm just on a low, like I don't want to have interactions with anybody, because I do not want to mess up and say the wrong thing and then have them start criticizing me, or and start feeling bad and go through that rabbit hole. So I just had to keep putting myself out there, and now I can proudly say I don't really hate the way I speak as much as before. I mean, I'm still not really a fan of the way I speak. I mean, it could always be better, but I'm happy with progress because at least I'm not where I was and I'm not stuck in one place. I'm still moving. So I know in the next 1 year, the next 5 years, I'm going to be a much better speaker than I am now. So this is just your video, your guide to tell you that if whatever insecurity you are having, there are different steps to overcoming that. Is it your body shape? Is it the way you look? There are different ways you can overcome that. You can overcome that by changing up your hairstyles, by changing the way you dress, by picking colors that are more flattering to you. So yeah, that's all for this video. What insecurities are you dealing with? How did you overcome it? Are you still in the process of overcoming it? Please let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.